What is up, everybody? It's me, Duke Farley, back at it again here on Lost at Sea. And tonight we are talking about week 11 in the Big Brother 25 house. And somebody that has not been on the podcast for a couple weeks is back returning. Filling in for Uncle Shane, we have Logue. Logue, you're back. How are you? We've
Hey,
missed you on the pod. Thoughts on the past couple episodes so far?
first of all, hey Duke, hey Pat, happy to be back. I've been just like so busy opening so many musicals, like you know me. Um, but I have a lot of thoughts. I have a lot of thoughts. We're really getting down to the nitty gritty. I thought the last 2 weeks were kind of interesting and definitely some interesting gameplay. I'm not sure if it was my most favorite, but I am being entertained. Like I am looking forward to every episode. So, um, yeah,
Well,
yeah.
Logue, I'm looking forward to talking about these past couple with you tonight. It's been a minute since you've been on, so real glad you're back. But somebody who's been there through every single podcast this season, Pat, what is up, man? How are you? You're looking good, fresh cut. What's going on?
Stop playing. Guys, I am freaking pumped to get into it. I love this podcast and I love my brothers and I love Big Brother, the biggest brother of all, Big Brother. Um, I thought, interesting week, kind of, you know, uh, we kind of said it last time. Cam kind of got fucked. I get it. I didn't realize how, like, I guess I was kind of blinded by him winning all the time and being like, oh, that dude, he's freaking sweet. And then everybody hates him. Like everyone in that house hated him. So
Who
I was like,
knew?
oh,
Who knew?
are you being sarcastic or?
No, no. I thought the same thing this week when everyone was like, "Yeah, the fucking scum, Cameron,"
Yeah,
and I was like, "I thought we all liked Cameron."
yeah. I mean, I know he can be like kind of a douche sometimes, but I was like, I don't know. I didn't think he was. I mean, granted, maybe living with him would have been hell, and like maybe there was stuff that I didn't see, but I was like, oh damn, everybody's kind of ripping on cockroach Cam, as they say. I was like, yo, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Where we left off was, Bowie Jane had won HOH. She had nominated Felicia and Suri, and we were kind of getting the hints that Matt and Jag were in her ear, trying to get Cameron as a replacement nominee. She was a little hesitant, but then these past couple episodes, Cameron kind of revealed some information to Matt and Jag, like, I think that Bowie Jane is untrustworthy. And then that was enough ammo to go back to Bowie Jane and kind of seal his fate. And he mentions it when he's eventually eliminated. But was there anything Cameron could have done in this situation to save himself? Anything at all? Loke?
I,
I will say, uh, I think that Bowie Jane at the beginning of the week when she was like, "I am not backdooring Cameron," like we were together during that blind side, is a crock of shit because um the slightest hearing that Cameron might have said something about her, she's like, "Okay, yeah, let's backdoor him." I was like, "Oh, that didn't take any convincing at all." And Matt and Jag definitely enhanced the story a little bit, as I would too, to make it seem like Bowie Jane that Cameron was talking shit. But Bowie Jane, I guess, must have not corroborated stories. So I feel like maybe she did want or realized that it would be best for her game to backdoor him. So I don't buy this whole like Bowie Jade playing an honest and integral game this entire. I was like, yeah, that took very little convincing, at least from the edit that we got. And I don't think that there was anything Cameron could do. I mean, as we learned, I guess the house low key hated him, but also, I mean, like he was winning competition after competition. That it was the smart thing to do. There was no way that people. I mean, it was bound to happen. I'm glad it happened now. It kind of evens the playing field quite a lot.
I kind of have a different take, but kind of similar to Logan. I don't think Bowie Jane should have eliminated or backdoored Cam. I don't. I think it would have been smarter for her to keep him. Will always be the biggest target, but he was on her side. So, and I don't think people like necessarily group them together, and everyone wants to take Bowie Jane to the end because she's done literally nothing, not a thing. So, I think if she was worried about getting the house pissed off at her for not backdooring Cam, I don't think that's possible because I think people just want to take her because they could easily beat her. And I don't know if she meant, because and again, this isn't like a resume booster for her because she's not the one who used the veto. She put Cameron up, but like Matt and Jagger be like, yeah, well, we told you to do that. So this is kind of a nothing. You just got away like one of the best competitors who was on your side because, and again, kind of fault on Cameron, and Cameron was very self-aware with his interview with Julie, which you're like, well, why couldn't you do that when you were in the house? It's like, it's the same thing with Red where, you say something, somebody takes it out of context, and then you don't go back and compare notes or be like, well, no, that's not what I meant by this. What I meant was this. And, obviously he got paranoid and I think if he would have just kept his mouth shut, I don't think Bowie Jane backdoors him. But, and you got the heat from Matt and Jag and Corey. But it's like, I think if he were to just chill and know his place with Bowie, I think he could have made it out of there. But, I don't know.
And just to jump off of that point, as we're talking in the beginning of this podcast, you guys have mentioned multiple times that it seems like the house hated Cameron, pretty much, calling him Cockroach Cameron. Bowie Jane as the HOH, hasn't done much up to this point. Maybe looking for somebody that's not well liked to go up against in the final to potentially get the jury vote. That's an added layer that maybe she kind of just went over Bowie Jane's head at this point in the game. Before we move off of Cameron, Cameron being the first juror, I thought it was fun. Cameron giving a little jab to Bowie once he was put up on the block. It shows your true colors, Bowie. What did you guys think of that little jab right there?
Love it. More jabs. I want more Mimi exits. I want people just blowing things up because I like TV.
We've had a lot of those this season. Izzy, Mimi. We've had blow-ups with Felicia and a lot of blow-ups, a lot of salty people.
Love it.
A lot of people laying things out in the open. But this week, you don't have to be out in the open because we got the power of invisibility, guys. Whoa, everybody's gone. Where is Pat and Loke? There they are. So what do you think of this twist? We have two powers that are thrown into this week with the comic verse. Power of invisibility. I think this is OP in the fact that you can win HOH anonymously this week and then still compete next week. Kind of crazy.
Love it. I love this twist. I am fucking furious.
Do you think that Jag misplayed it?
100%. 100% misplayed this. That I wouldn't have told a soul. I would have even told Matt, just so I don't implicate him. I thought the idea, I kind of understand where he's coming from, but no, I don't. It's, you have a chance to get out the people that you literally said it's time to take a shot, and then you get to do it anonymously. You could pin it on anyone. And
let's add a layer, Patrick, that you could pin it on anyone, and Blue's acting real sus.
Really sus. And then you get to play in the next HOH. It was served on a silver platter. Couldn't have been any, literally the best scenario. The best person won it, who wants to take a shot. This is the perfect week. And then you just fuck it all up. And I was like, and then he waited. Like the time he waited was weird. It was, what are you doing?
Yeah, it made, Corey in America feel a little some type of way about it, and then he's still on their side. He kind of was caught with the 1-2 in the middle. Logue, do you think Jag misplayed this, or do you think this was the right move for Jag?
I agree with Patrick. I thought that this was a really cool competition, and um, he wins. And because of the time he waited, we see that Corey in America, like, oh, why didn't you tell us earlier? That's number one. So now you have Corey in America who are, I guess, grateful that you told them, but even America was like, I wouldn't have told them. I would have been going after them. So you have them like trust what you think is trust, but you waited that weird amount of time. You have Blue, who is totally acting sus, and 100% you could have pinned on it. And I just think it was silly to do it that soon because we still have another competition, another random competition that we don't know about. So if something does change or blow up, we know, like, certain people know that Jag is the HOH. And so it's not so secret anymore, which is scary. And also the whole idea where he was like, I want to take a shot, but like keeping them this week means that we can go after them next week. I was like, but you want to get out Felicia or Saray? I understand. I felt again, it was almost like handcrafted for Matt and Jag and or Corey America to take this shot. So I don't know why we're waiting another week. I don't understand that thought process.
And it's not like there's no more cams. There is the two, the Corey in America, and then the Matt and Jag, and then the only other person that could realistically win is Saray, and that's not the target, which is again crazy to me. If you're like, I don't understand, because I think Jag and Matt, and then Corey in America, I think they're kind of playing similar games. They've both done moves and they both won competitions, and I think Corey's got a little bit more out of the four of them, like kind of scheming wise, and so but like maybe he's rubbed people the wrong way. But like Felicia's not going to win, will not win, might go to the end, will not win, shouldn't win. Blue hasn't done a lot. The only other person out of those three is Saray, which, Saray did a lot in the beginning and then kind of slinked back. But it's like, out of those three, go after Saray. If you're gonna get out, why are you going for, like, I don't get it. It's like, if you're not gonna get these two out, then go after the one person that realistically has a shot to win, which is Saray. And it's, and they're not. And it seems dumb to me.
It seems like a miss, just a big swing and a miss here from the outside. But the edit is telling us, Jag is reassuring us in his confessional every week, his final five. He wants himself, Matt, Saray, Felicia, and Bowie Jane in the final five. Now, everything lined up perfectly for him to get out either Corey or America this week. But it seems like he's got his, tunnel vision here on Blue at this point, which is interesting because it seems like she's kind of on an island. And of the three people that are in contention of going home this week, I do understand that she might be the one that is the best at competitions. I do agree with you, Pat, though, that it's kind of short-sighted not to look at Saray at this point. It's getting close to the game where, a person of that magnitude needs to be taken out, when you have the chance as well. But I do want to comment on, I think, Logan, you mentioned an extra competition. I think you were referring to the other power, the power of multiplicity, which I believe, I don't know if it was said on the actual episode, but people are speculating that means 2 vetoes. I don't know if that's
right. I don't think it was said on. I mean, they might have said it on, but I don't know what it is. But still, we know. But I think they do know that there is a special competition coming. which, as we know, could change the entire course of everything. So why are we not covering our backs, people?
Well, and then again, Jag, his back has been up against the wall for, the majority of the beginning of the game. Now he's had a couple of weeks where he's gotten his way. He's been strategic. He's, made moves on the offensive. He's in a power position. People are starting to look at him in the power position. Is he playing it safe here because he has this looming other, competition that could affect a lot of things? If he's aware that there's two vetoes, maybe it's his plan to double backdoor here. I don't know.
Yeah. But what I don't understand, and I get that point where, playing it safe, but like your entire HOH could have been playing it safe if you didn't tell anybody. So that's why I'm like, I don't get why you're trying to. I don't understand why he's trying to play it safe when this entire HOH is built for you to do what you want safely. Like no one would know, and people can speculate, but people were already pointing towards somebody when it would have made sense for even if you put Corey and America up, it makes sense. Blue wants Corey and America out. Everything, the stars had aligned, and you're just trying to curry favor with Corey and America. When we find out that they're like, oh yeah, we would have 100% went for you guys, and that's why I think they have the edge, is because they're not afraid to go after these guys and to go after the other two. And it's like, well, at some point, and I like Jag, and I love when he has been making a lot of moves, and he has been like really putting his voice out there and putting people in positions to, even though he's not empowered, getting in their ear and being like, hey, look at it this way, which is great. But at some point you're like, well, you don't deserve to win because you're not willing to get out people that would cut you in a second when everything is in the best possible situation. It's like at some point you're like, Jack, dude, come on.
Yeah.
Especially now that we're in jury, I think it's a different game where you kind of have to be a little more strategic about how you do things. We can't, because these people are going to be voting for you potentially on finale night. So I thought that would have, that would hold a lot of favor with this week's competition. But
I will say, I will not be surprised if we get another episode tonight. We're filming this on Tuesday, and we get some sort of confessional where Jag is aware of, maybe the two veto thing, and this is all part of a huge plan. He's a smart guy. I don't think he is overlooking, the Corey in America thing, but maybe he's just trying to play it super safe, but kind of just it didn't have the legs that we wanted. Not to backtrack, but Cameron, first juror. What do we think of Cameron being the first juror? Do we think he's going to be a good juror?
Oh, 100%. I think that Cameron is one of those people, and we've seen it in seasons past, unfortunately, where when you're eliminated, you have a lot of emotions, and I feel like some jurors tend to hold that against the final two.
Some people get a little bitter, you're saying.
A little bitter. And Cameron, he's all about the gameplay. He is a gameplay guy. He said it multiple times when he was in the house. He's like, I can see a great move when I see one. So I think he's going to be a really great, just kind of weighing both options kind of juror. And I think he might actually be a voice of reason for a lot of people. So I think I'm excited to have him in the jury, and he has time now to kind of watch and assess and talk to people when they join. So I'm
decompress.
Yeah.
Do you think that's surprising, Patrick, considering like he is being called cockroach Cam?
I think this is going to be my hot take of this season's jury. This is going to be the most bitter jury we've ever seen. I think these people take shit way too personally. And I think the person.
Are you talking about Blue?
I'm talking about all of them. Like, I think all of, like, Felicia, like when she goes, I think Bowie Jane is like, I don't know. She doesn't even, I don't know if she counts as like a contestant at this point. But you
Do the
know,
nose. Do the nose.
listen, here's my impression of Bowie Jane. Clown. Clown.
Uh-oh, clown alert.
Uh-oh, clown alert. Who's Pat's clown of the week? Bowie. Bowie. But like but I think Blue is going to take stuff personally. I don't think Felicia, or no, I don't think Sari. I think Matt, because I think all of them. I think Corey and America, if they end up going to jury, they're going to take shit way too personally because they think they should have won. I think this is going to be the most, and I think the least bitter person is going to be Cam because all the reasons that Logan said. I think he was super self-aware in his interview with Julie, and he was very much like, yeah, there are a lot of things I would have done differently. I love this game, blah blah blah, and he seems like a legit game recognizes game. I don't think I can say that with, and I mean this entire cast with the amount of blow-ups and egos and like everybody talking to everybody, like just to get a little bit of like selling people out. I think this is going to be the most bitter jury we've seen in a very long time.
I think Cameron had a great exit interview. Now I wanted to get this in here because Uncle Shane texts us in the chat about people talking to Julie right before the vote and saying, exquisite this, exquisite that. And we get the pan from when Cameron is going out into the into be interviewed. You get that clip of them staring at the memory wall, and they all are asking Corey. They're like, "Hey, Corey, what'd you say?" And he just lied. He never said anything exquisite. What do you guys think of that? Kind of weird.
Dude, I thought, because I noticed that, and I was like, because I thought his line was very funny. I thought the whole bit, I love that. That was great. That was like kind of like, I don't know. I thought that was kind of funny, and him just be like, and because he's the last one, and Julie's like, "How do I look?" He goes, "Good," and that was great. Great comedic timing, way to subvert expectations, perfect. And then to like weirdly lie about it, I thought. So I was like, did he forget that we can hear and watch you and clearly know when you're lying? Like, it was weird. I also thought that was odd.
There's so many lies in this game of Big Brother. What a weird one to lie about.
Oh my God.
So odd. It was that like really, I was like, oh, I don't. It's like one of those weird white lies that like everyone's having a good time and you're like, yeah. I was like, oh, I don't. That was weird. I did not like that. I also hated that like, normally when someone it leaves, you like sit and look and be like, aw, and it's all about like, oh my god, did you guys love that bit that we all did? And Cameron's like sitting out there like, cool guys, awesome, glad we love the bit. Can we talk about me maybe? But yeah, what an odd. It was so weird. I don't know why. It was just like odd enough that I was like, I don't like this. I hated this.
I didn't like, yeah, I thought that was like one of those moments where like, when you tell a story and you kind of embellish some things just to make it interesting, but that was like kind of like that, but like not like, it was just like straight up, not even remotely the story, It's like, oh, I went sailing. It's like, well, I went sailing on a 7-foot wave in a raft by myself and I killed 3 dogs. Like, it was like one of those, like, that clearly didn't happen. Why are you like, and we know it. Why? So weird. So weird.
So weird. And lastly, I wanted to talk to you guys about Zingbot was in the house. We almost didn't talk about Zingbot. OTEP happened, but Zingbot, any good zings this season? It was, a compliment fest for the beginning, but then he really came out and hammered these guys.
I like Corey's. That was pretty fun. The song that seemed like a lot. That was pretty fun. He was like, I got like 7. That was funny.
How about America being a cougar?
Yeah, but
how much
say about that? She's like 5
like
years older than him,
30?
right?
30?
No, I think she's only like 27, and he's
Oh.
21, I believe. But I will say this: I wouldn't have said that about Corey if it was switched. So
something to think about. Something to think about.
Yeah, yeah.
Why'd you?
And the other one that I didn't like because I watched an interview with Izzy who talked about this, but she was like the other one that I didn't like was Felicia's because it was like haha old and wrinkly, and I was like where? I was like where's the wrinkle?
It's got perfect
I
skin.
can't see the wrinkle, and those are 400 HD cameras. And I was like, Felicia's doing better than some of the other young people in these physical competitions. And I was like, I feel like there's so much about Felicia. And I was like, so like to be like, haha, old. And I was like, but like, she's not wrinkly. I was like, her skin, like, she looks amazing. So I was like, I wish we had
number
to
one,
her.
I did not like that one either because I was like, I also think Felicia looks great for her age. I will say, Logan, she is probably one of the worst physical competition players I've ever seen. But that's because I don't think I think it's just her. I don't think it has anything to do with her age. But I was like,
Really,
I mean, it's been unlucky draw these last couple of weeks for Felicia. Otev going up and down that water slide, and then this comic one where you have to jump off onto a mat.
I felt fucking horrible for it. I was like, God damn, Felicia, how are you doing?
It is really funny watching her do that. The spinning one too, I was like, oh my god, guys.
He's gonna die.
We're just throwing Felicia through the ringer.
Production's just like, do it again, Felicia. I'm trying to think of another one.
I thought Cerise was good. I thought Cerise was good, where they referred to her always losing in Survivor.
That was the one. Yeah.
So all her allies got voted out, and now she's on an island. But yeah, I think we talked a decent bit about everything that's happened in terms of the invisibility, the multiplicity. But I wanted to get your guys' takes on Matt and Jag. They have been running the past couple of weeks. Now people are starting to get onto them, but they're in power. No one's going home this week, and they both will be able to compete in HOH next week as well, going into the final 7. If they get another HOH win and eliminate a competition threat in the game, do you guys think there's anyone that can stop these two?
I know.
I think it all depends on. It kind of depends on Suri and the people, anybody who's not in that forward, like the Matt and Jag, the Corey America, like Bowie. Well, not really Bowie, but Bowie, Blue, Felicia, and Suri. If one of them wins power, it's a toss-up because you just at that point have to pick which one are you going to rock with, which one are you going to eliminate. I think people would probably lean towards getting rid of Corey in America because I think people like Matt and Jag a little bit better. But if they do align with Corey and America, I think Matt and Jag don't have a prayer. It all depends on if they do win, they have to take a shot. And if they do, I think they have a very good chance of getting towards the end. But I do think that if somebody who is not them wins, I think they're in trouble. Like I think now it's the time that I think they have to start winning out. Because people are recognizing that, Matt is an Olympian, super likable. Jag, is another super likable. He's been playing on the back half of this game, has been involved in a lot of conversations, survived the block, survived being eliminated. So, that's a good story. That's a good thing that people like, and people like him. So,
Yeah, I think if next week Matt or Jag wins HOH, I think Matt or Jag are going to be, one of them is going to be in the finale, pretty much no matter what. Speaking of those two, I thought it was a great segment where Matt was a little bit frustrated with the whispering that was going on. In real life, it's very rude, to whisper in front of somebody that it's death. And, he kind of just had one of those emotional days where it was taking a toll on him and he was being comforted by Jag filling him in on things that are happening that maybe he can't hear. And I love the confessional where he goes, yeah, I really appreciate Jag, and I'm glad that I saved him with that superpower that he did like weeks back. I thought that was a fun segment.
Yeah, it was like true, genuine friendship. It's nice.
The boys. Because usually you
Yeah,
don't get that in Big Brother. Usually you get the meatheads that nobody fucking likes.
Right. Yeah, I really like Matt, and he's like this gorgeous, muscular, like Olympian, but he's like really sweet and like kind of like green about a lot of things, but it's like really endearing. And Jag is so well spoken and great, and they're a really nice duo. I really do enjoy them. I think if they win next week, I don't think anyone's going to be able to take them out, unfortunately. I think it'll be too late at that point. But I'm kind of rooting for them, honestly. So
I think those are the two that I am rooting for because
yeah.
I like them. I think they're both smart players. They work really well together, and I also like. Did you guys notice when during the comics, Matt still got a crush on Riley? Like
Oh.
week
Yeah, that
two.
is still. I was like, I didn't realize that was still going on.
It's not, but it's like I was like, I think
Maybe.
he's excited to see her at finale night. Hopefully she's because I was like, oh, what a cute couple.
That'd be fun.
She's someone I wish she didn't get eliminated so early because I really liked her.
I also liked her.
I think she would have been good. But Heisem was a little bit of a crazy person. And speaking of Heisem, Logue, are you a little bit sad that all three of the other people on the podcast, their winner picks are still here in final 8, and Heisem was eliminated third?
Yes, but I will say it's my first season back, first full season back, so it's gonna take a while for me to pick right. I
He
still
was looking
stand
good.
by, I still stand by my homeboy Hisam. He was a little crazy, however, he is gay and handsome, and that pulls a lot of weight in my book. So, love you, Hisam. If you're watching, hit me up.
You
Love you.
are in a committed relationship.
I sure am.
I think Nate kind of looks like Heisman a little bit.
I feel like Nathan. I feel like Nathan is like a young, less psychotic Hisam. Yeah.
Really? You think he
I
looks like him?
like a little bit. He's got that jaw. Got the same jaw.
Well, guys, can't wait to see what happens this week with the powers, multiplicity. I think that's going to throw a wrench in some plans, and I think it'll be a lot of fun to watch. But it's always a pleasure talking Big Brother with you guys. Yeah.
Love you, Duke.
Love.